Hello, and I hope everybody is enjoying the class as much as I am. My name is Milt Walker. I'm one of the students in the Udacity uh, program for Android development. So I'm really excited about completing it and learning more about Android development. I've been having a lot of fun so far. I've been really busy, so I haven't been able to do a whole lot really fast, but you know, I'm learning, so that's what's important. And without further ado, I just want to kind of give you guys a rundown. So, first, what I did was I drew my concept on paper. And what I decided to go with was a happy Valentine's Day card to my daughter because it's coming up and, I wanted to do something really, really cool. Uh, and create it as an app for her this year. She does want to uh, be an engineer when she grows up, so I think this will serve two purposes. It'll be her Valentine's Day card, and also it will ignite her curiosity about coding and development. So yeah, that's my why. That's the why I did it. Um, and what we're looking at here is the text view for my app. As you can see, the preview over here on the right side. That's how it looks. It's pretty basic. I didn't want to try to do too much past what we've already learned because I wanted to really, really kind of get a basic concept of the skills we've already learned. So, of course, starting off, I have my relative layout up here that declares that it's going to be a relative layout. Of course, we all know if you've done this already that it defaults to the constraint layout, so you do have to go back and add that in there so that you can use the relative layout. If you didn't, if you use constraint layout, yeah, that's cool too. You know, I just went with doing that because again, it's what we've learned so far. And they didn't really teach us about the constraint, so that's what I wanted to kind of focus on. So basically, that's that. And then it goes into the first image view, which we learned in one of the lessons that it should be kind of like your background view because it should be what's drawn first. So I made it the hearts drawable file here that we have in the background. Um, just something I got off the internet, just to add to it. Uh, got it. You type in free Android wallpapers or something like that, and you get tons of stuff. So, searched it up on the internet, got it from there. Don't really plan on using this commercially or anything like that. So, not trying to go that route. So here I have it matching the parent in the width and height of the layout. Uh, and I have it center cropped, which made it where it actually took up the whole screen of the device. Um, Otherwise, it wouldn't do that. Uh, and there may be other ways to do that also, but I don't really know. So it's cool. But I have, and that's under scale type, of course, because that's how you want it to scale. It's the type of scale you want it to do. And then I source my picture in the drawables folder using app source compat equals drawable hearts, which is the name of the file. From there, I go into another image view because I actually wanted to be on top of the other one after that. So, um, and I searched up Android, pics with hearts in it, and that's what I came up with. So I just threw that on there. Um, just, I played around with a few different pictures also, but this was the one I kind of stopped at because some of them were like 3D. And like I said, I started to go into like a more advanced version, but I was like, well, I don't really know how to do this correctly, and I don't want to make it where it doesn't like, I don't want to have to spend a lot of time creating it. Um, and when really we're just focusing on the basic concepts. So that's what I did. So I used this instead of trying to go with 3D images and stuff like that. And I just declared, I gave it an ID, so that if we needed to, we can position things around it or so on and so forth, or, whatever we need to do. But it has an ID from the Android ID. And then I wrapped the content so that it fit, and that was width and height. I did that, and then I wanted to make it above the text view number 4 down here. So I wanted it to be above this text view, so that's how I set where it was. And from there, centered it on the horizontal line of the screen, and called it true so that it would stay there. And from there, the margin is it's 20. It's a 20 dp margin at the bottom, and 16 dp margin total. So what that did was it gave me a little more space at the bottom away from this image, the actual text view down there. And there's tons of ways you can do it. That's the way I chose to do it because it actually um, gave me what I wanted it to do. And I played around with a lot of different ways of doing it. So, but that's how I set it up. And again, there may be a better way to do it, but that's the way I did it. And definitely, if you guys got any um, feedback that you can give me about it, I'm down for it. And of course, source that to the Android Pink background, and that's because I've made a few different variations of it. The pink background is what I went with. Again, I was gonna try to make it where it was just the Android. I was gonna like cut it out and make it, into just that image. But again, I just wanted to make it simple, so I just went with this, and you know, that's where we're at. So, and then we go from there into to the first text view, uh, right here, and declared all of the layouts, layout width, height, and align the parent to the left, align parent start, um, align parent top, um, and then margin top and margin bottom at 24 dp and 16 dp. Set my text, then I centered it, the text alignment centered, so that way it stays in the middle to give that effect, and text color to be white because it's easier to see on the pink black background like that. And then I changed the text size to 18 screen pixels, or SP. Um, and I wanted to go with SP because I wanted it to be according to what device it had. From my understanding of the lesson, that's what that does. And when I went and changed it on different things, it did the same thing. So it actually made that true. So pretty happy with it so far. My daughter actually has a Nexus 5X, so that's what I'm kind of building off of because that's where it's gonna run. and and that's all. But so the text just says, I give this card to you for Valentine's Day. But ever since you were born, you had my heart. Got the Android with the heart, and then Happy Valentine's Day, Bree Bree, which is what I call it. So that's the text, and that's what I did with that text view. And on the next one, I didn't add the text ID at the top, so I added it at the bottom. But that's because it was kind of like an afterthought. But I wrapped the content in the width and the height, and layout below. It's below text view 2. Center horizontal, of course. Margin top margin, and center alignment in that. Android text white. So it's a lot of repetitive steps, right? So what I found from doing this is there's a lot of repetitive steps in development. And it was super easy though using the autocomplete. So I was able to complete a lot of it like super easy, or if I copy paste it, same principle. And then 20 SP for that one. And then down here on the last one, of course, I made it the biggest. I don't know why that's in there. Let's see what happens if I take it out. So for some reason, I had to do this to make it turn big like that. And again, it was kind of funny because I was trying to find different ways of doing things. So the text appearance is at style / text appearance app compat widget action mode title inverse. So, and this gave me this. Android color is white, of course. So that's that. That's pretty much that. But I had a lot of fun doing it. So also what I found is in the design you can move this around, and then it'll create the code for you, and then you can come back over here and you can check it out too. And that's how I did some of it. Or I would just kind of move it around and have it create the code, and then come back and look at how it created it in here, and went from there. So thank you guys for checking out my video, and I hope you guys are having fun, and talk to you soon. Bye.